this morning after clinching a full-on practice here on the travel day. What sort of the thinking here just to get guys back out on the ice?
Yeah, it's 20-minute sweat. I know there's rumors that we start Sunday or something. I don't know if it's for sure, but just try to backtrack what days off and get ready for Sunday. I think it's good to get a little morning, like a 20-minute sweat, and then we'll figure out what happens later.
Yeah. Rick, you've got half a dozen guys who played every game this season, especially your core guys.
Yeah.
What does that say about them? What does that say about the preparation? And then leading to that, will you play them all tomorrow?
Yeah, well, the first question is obviously a testament to them, coming into camp, working hard. It's hard to play 82 games, especially, being a division champion. There's a lot of tough games you got to play to win. So your body goes through a lot. So saying that, it's incredible. To play 2 games, it's tough. The second part, I'm not quite sure. We're still, it's a hour-to-hour thing. We don't know how we're going to approach the game tomorrow. But I think some guys might play, some guys might not. I honestly haven't at this point made a decision. We'll see how it goes.
What are those discussions like, and how much of that is also impacted by your players who may want to play?
Bumps and bruises. You talk to Hughes, he feels great today, but that doesn't mean he plays. I don't know if he's going to play tomorrow. Like, these are the guys I have to we'll figure out. It's a tricky thing. I talked to a high-profile coach this morning, very high-profile guy, and he said, some guys got a chance to score 70 goals, some guys got a chance to 100 points. So as a coach, you're in a tough spot because these are huge milestones, but you're also worried about your team. So what do you do? So that's why every hour you got to figure it out.
Everybody traveling?
Yeah, everybody's going to be traveling, yeah.
And we'll take
maybe one player, I'm not sure. We're still discussing it.
Right.
Sorry.
And then tonight's result in Dallas, will that affect what you do?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think we'll make a decision before that. I mean, it's more of, looking at if we play Sunday, day off, we got some guys who got some aches and pains, and is it better for them not to play? Like, these are the things we got to go through. Yeah, and that's what coaches and management have to do. You have to play all the scenarios, and then you go from there. I think it's a hard one because, for me, I want to play every game to win, but there's also, you got to be prudent in how you put your lineup up going for the next, the playoffs coming up.
Will you watch that Dallas game, or are you just going to let the chips fall where they?
No, it's not that. I watch hockey mostly every night. So, obviously it's on. I'll watch it wherever we go for dinner tonight. See what game they have on. Hopefully they'll let us put the game we want. They usually do, but I'd like to watch a game. I would love watching Dallas anyways. I think they have a great coach there.
Do you have to still make a decision on Thatcher as well? Like, he seemed to indicate he would probably like another game.
Yeah, that's one I think it's easy for us. I think especially he wants to play, and he was out there today, felt great. So I think it's important that he gets his reps in too.
Is it important that it kind of looks like your team in front of him? Maybe not personnel-wise, but it can't turn into a game of shinny in game 82 for him to be able to get his reads.
Well, if it turns into shinny and he has to stop 40 shots by the second period, he won't be in there that long, put it that way. So hopefully I don't have to make that decision.
Rick, do you want to share with us who may not be going? You said just one player.
Well, I don't know yet. Not yet. I'd rather not, but I'll let you guys know as soon as possible. No, I will. C-Max on it.
Rick, you're a Canadian guy. This is a country that hasn't had a Stanley Cup since '93. What does it mean to you to be part of a Canadian team heading into the playoffs?
Well, listen, I've lived in the States most of my life, but I played in 2 Canada Cups. I'm a Canadian hockey, 5-year-old playing hockey outside. I'm a Canadian hockey player, right? To win a Stanley Cup, was it since Montreal? How many years has it been? Whoever can do it, it's going to be a hell of a party, and you might be Canada's team after that Stanley Cup. So I think there's a lot at stake for a lot of the teams that are in, Canadian teams. So, but yeah, as a Canadian kid, it's huge. It'd be the ultimate, right?
Is there more pressure with the Canadian team?
Well, there's pressure. There's pressure everywhere, but if you're a Canadian, you guys know, being a coach in the Canadian market, it's a lot of pressure, and to win a Stanley Cup is going to be a lot of pressure. So it's the same thing,
How do you
maybe.
win around? How do you win around? How do you win that first round?
For me, it's the game one. Worry about game one. I've just been the playoffs in my life, and every game is different. And I think you can't look at the series, you got to look at game one. And I think there's adjustments made after game one. There's a lot of things that happen after game one, so I think it's hard to, how do you win a series? I think it's how do you win game one is how you approach it, and then how do you win game two.
How excited are you as a coach to get into that sort of 7-game series, in-game adjustments, game-to-game adjustments, all of those things?
Yeah, yes. There's I always find in regular season, my theory is like 85-90% worry about yourself, 10% the other team, maybe even less than that. Playoffs, it starts to go like 80-20. Now you're looking, okay, we got to get this guy, this line. We might want to switch this guy on this line. You do a lot more of that in the series, but you got to be careful you don't overcoach in the series too. You got to be careful you don't overcoach just because of one game. So that's something you got to be careful as a coach.
Rick, you've always told us you're a creature of habit, you like
Yeah.
the routines going all
Yeah.
this. Has the league given you an indication of when you may start? I know you said possibly Sunday, and then also, would you prefer to start sooner than waiting until Monday or Tuesday?
Well, if it was my preference, quite honestly, I'd like to start Monday or Tuesday. I'd like an extra day or two. We were flying to Winnipeg today, but TV dictates it, so really we have no say in the matter. Obviously, you guys know that, and then we'll just adjust accordingly. How whenever we open up, but I definitely got to get these guys some rest. But it's also we got to get them information on the team you're playing. Sometimes you like 2 days meetings, but we might only have one. How much do you give them? Like when it's condensed, it really becomes, I don't like throwing a lot at our players when it's condensed. It's counterintuitive if you do that.
Coach, you've mentioned talking to other coaches throughout the season. Does that stop come playoff time?
It depends on the coach. And there's one guy that's been fired. I talked to him quite a bit. So, but he's a damn good coach. So.
In the bubble, some of these guys, the top guys, had some success, but that experience was so outside this.
Yeah.
Do you think there's anything for those guys to draw on from that?
Yeah, because I was there too, and it's tough. To me, it wasn't playoff hockey, but there's still competitive games. So you can take something from it, 100%. But the noise factor, and there were some games where I don't think anybody wanted to be there, right? So that's why it's hard to really judge that, But I know, I'm not discounting the team. I think Tampa won. I'm not discounting that. That's the hell of a, so I'm not discounting that at all.